Make no mistake, LakePoint Sports is the epicenter of the travel ball universe over these next few days. At 140 teams, that's the amount that have descended upon the baseball village for the National Program Invitational, a crown jewel event for prep baseball featuring some of the top talent in the nation. And we're here to bring you a taste of it over these next few games at these Game of the Day during our live broadcast. And today it's 17U action from the Audie Marietta Field with Scorpions against Slammers, with first pitch slated for 1:35 p.m. And it will include the number one player in the class of 2025, Ethan Holliday out of Oklahoma, playing for the Scorpion squad. And obviously we're expecting some big-time action from this event, but it's not the only thing that we're searching for this summer. This season, LakePoint Sports has partnered with Johnsonville to highlight positive actions, good sportsmanship, and selfless acts associated with all the various Sioux sports that we love. Any and everyone is encouraged to share these moments, so whether you're the one who spotted the activity, the one performing the act, or the recipient of the good deed, there is something in it for everyone, and Johnsonville just might reward you for your behavior and or participation. So use the QR code for more information on how you can make a submission, or head over to LakePointSports.com on our social channels to access a submission form. And a great representation of exactly what we're looking for came from this moment from Tennessee Nationals' Joseph Sullish, who could only tip his cap after a fantastic catch from Excel Blue Waves' Cooper Mincy.
One! One hit!
Make it look easy.
Go one!
Yes, sir. Nice enough movement right there.
All right, you caught yesterday. Tell me about the transition over to first. What's it like for you day to day?
Oh, I mean, it's kind of first day. It's treated like kind of as a rest day. Like, I'll probably catch the second one. Assuming we take care of business here, but trying to rest my legs. We still make a little bit of an impact here. Try to save some throws.
Comeback for you guys yesterday. You completed that 2 RBI double. Tell me about the comeback and keeping the faith in the dugout.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we had to keep our energy up, man. It was tough going down 4-0. It's tough, man. But I think our POs helped lead the energy in the dugout. Let us to the comeback. A lot of clutch hits. Hey, look three! Look three!
Are you a talker when somebody's in first most of the time?
Yeah, I'll talk to the umpire, to the runner, talk to my second baseman, sometimes my pitcher. Just depends on the scenario. But yeah, I love having conversations with the runner, umpire. Really try to get to know some people, make it personal. Oh, the umpires are saying I can't wear AirPod. Or they're thinking about it. Oh. Looks like it's all right. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
All right. Causing drama over here.
I know, man. Look at you causing problems. There you go, Hud. Fill it up, baby. Give me a ground ball. Yes, sir! Oh, boy, Hud, you love that.
All right, that's confusing. Our pitcher and catcher both named Hudson, so it'd be tough for you guys to keep up with.
That's right. Well, tell me about Hudson on the mound right now when you're catching him. What worked?
So his velo, he's seen a big jump in velo in the last couple months. He actually goes to my high school. In the fall, he was 82, 83, and this spring he ran it up to 89. So he's gonna be a big on for us this summer. He recently developed a good breaking ball.
Got some 12-6 action. And his changeup's always been good.
All right, take me inside the on-deck routine. What is it for you?
So I'm looking at that right center gap. Like I'm kind of like my direction in my warm-up swings is that backside gap. That kind of keeps me on time, especially with a guy not throwing hard. Like we're not seeing velo here. So my approach is when I'm on deck, I'm thinking backside, backspin line drive, and then in the box, whatever happens, happens. That a boy!
Hey, wait! Hey, you're up. Hey, hold on. Can you grab the bat? All
right, what you looking for here?
Something in the zone. Beyond plane. That's a good pitch. It's two. It's right down the middle.
All right, so you can blend that pop-up on me because you got a lead-off hit, and then I throw the mic on you, and you end up popping out.
Getting on playing a little more. That's what I was struggling with yesterday. So I did first AB, and I just missed an up and away fastball. Oh man, let's go!
What do you usually do when you're not talking to somebody when you're outfield? You sing, you hum, what are you doing?
Honestly, I'll probably just talk with my outfielders. Because honestly, with our pitching, it gets kind of boring. I'm a bit, I don't know, maybe talk, maybe sing a little bit, maybe stare at the bird that's flying over me or something, I don't know.
Well, you and I talked about this yesterday, but man, the future games are coming in July. I know you're pretty pumped for that.
Oh yeah, big time event. I'm so glad I can get the invite. Very grateful.
And as those two will no doubt attest, there is nothing like playing at LakePoint Sports, especially on the new resurfaced field. And Simone Stanley caught up with Pro Stock to ask them about what it means to be playing at the nation's premier venue.
What's up, everyone? It is Simone Stanley back outside at Retail Row, and today I'm hanging out with Pro Stock, and I'm asking the guys what it's like playing at LakePoint Sports. What is your favorite part about coming out to LakePoint?
Probably just like the atmosphere and the fields and like the competition that you come across here.
What do you think about the new fields? We got the new turf.
I think it looks amazing. It's great to play on, especially with like all the bad dirt fields and stuff.
Is this your first LakePoint tournament of the summer?
It's my second, actually. Yeah, and I really like LakePoint, and I love coming here all the time.
What's your favorite part about coming out to LakePoint?
It's always like it's always playing here, like the turf, because it's like always so special to me. Because I, like when I come here, it's like always a pride of being here.
Okay, what do you think about the new turf?
I think it's really nice.
Is this your first tournament of the summer?
Yeah, this is our first time playing here this summer.
Yeah, this is our first time.
So what do y'all think about the new fields we have?
I really like the new turf. I think it looks really good.
The new turf feels and looks a lot better.
What's y'all favorite part about coming out to LakePoint?
I love the scoreboard, how you can watch, like everything's going on, the velos and stuff. I don't know, I think it's just cool.
Yeah, I like all the fields being close together so you can always just go around and watch every game.
Okay, so we always hear how great our fields are, but this is my first time learning that the guys think our scoreboard is cool too. I mean, of course it is. It's LakePoint.
Mentioned this game will feature the nation's #1 player in the class of 2025, and Ethan Holliday will be playing shortstop for the Scorpions. Let's take a look at the Holliday profile. Nation's #1 player in 25, committed to Oklahoma State. He was a prep baseball All-American in 2023 in Milwaukee and is now committed to be at the 2024 event, Marlins Now, Lone Depot Park this September, pushing that exit velo around 104.6, and the Scouts take on Holliday. The #1 player in the 2025 class continues to look the part at every stop. Let's take a look at Holliday in action. Is going to lead off with Cash Williams playing center field, Ethan Holliday at shortstop, Aiden Phillips playing third, Luke Beeler at catcher, Vince Farrell hitting fifth and playing right field. Brody Walls, the second baseman, will hit sixth. Steven Chucka, the left fielder, hitting seventh. Hitting eighth is Aiden Thompson, the first baseman. Hitting ninth is Brandon Reeder, the DH, and he'll be hitting for right-hander Carson Martin. Meanwhile, the Slammers from Colorado will have Christian Lopez, the center fielder, leading off, followed by first baseman Connor Larkin, pitcher Thomas Stewart. Right fielder Sam Harry, third baseman Mason Scott will be hitting fifth. Spike McGill, the catcher, will be hitting sixth. Josh Sutina, the DH, will be hitting seventh. Sam Goldie, shortstop, hitting eighth. Ryan Dodson, the second baseman, will be hitting ninth. And Josh McWilliams, the left fielder, will be hitting 10th. We'll be, once again, just taking you right up to first pitch here will be happening momentarily. Going to be joined here in just a second by Avery Hunt from Prep Baseball. Taking a break last week. Avery, welcome back in. I know this event in particular, you get a lot of input from people from the national level for these events, and this one I think just kind of becomes its own monster.
It is. It's one of the best events in the country, and it's a great way to kind of get our summer season rolling. We've kind of had the last 2 weeks, and then this is kind of our big kickoff to our summer season. So yeah, it's always a great week, and this is number 4 or 5 for me, being a part of the MPI and just seeing it grow every year has been awesome.
Yeah, we've obviously are putting a lot of focus in this matchup on one Ethan Holliday, the number 1 player in the nation on the class of 2025, but he's just part of a number of big-time players that we're going to see in this matchup. The Scorpions have 11 players with national rankings, including Holliday, 17 players that are Division I commits, including 5 on their way to UCF. And meanwhile, Slammers, 8 Division I commits, 4 players with national rankings, headlined by Thomas Stewart, the number 1 player in Colorado in 2025, number 380 overall in that class. They had 9 players, by the way, who are future games or junior feature games alumni. So Slammers coming in here. These kids are all too familiar with these facilities, but they have not played on these new resurfaced fields, so they're getting their first bit of action here on the undertaking that we had here this last winter.
It's interesting to see guys come back from our junior future games and future games events, and a lot of these guys not being from, being from Georgia, kind of seeing the remake and the remodel a little bit and the facelift. So a lot of good positive feedback on kind of how the place looks now.
So we have the coaches meeting, guys getting loose behind them. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll bring you right up to first pitch here in the National Program Invitational. LakePoint Sports, this is the National Program Invitational. Cory McCartney along with Prep Baseball's Avery Hunt as we're going to get ready for this matchup between Scorpions and Slammers. Things just got a little bit delayed here. We are expecting a first pitch of around 1:10, but looks like we're going to get going about 20 minutes later. Kind of just par for the course here. Some of these games run a little bit late. Here comes everybody. Let's take a look at that lineup one more time just so we can get everybody acclimated with who we're going to see out here in the field just in case they missed it. Scorpions going to lead off with Cash Williams, followed by Ethan Holliday, Aiden Phillips, Luke Beller, Vince Farrell, Brody Walls, Stephen Chukka, Aiden Tomlinson, and Brandon Reeder. Carson Martin going to be on the mound. Slammers, as you see, Thomas Stewart out there getting loose. Christian Lopez is going to be the leadoff man, like Connor Larkin and Stewart. Sam Harry, Mason Scott, Spike McGill, Josh Sutrina, Sean Goldie, Ryan Dodson, and Josh McWilliams. So we're going to have the Scorpions hitting first, so we will see Cash Williams, Ethan Holliday, and Aiden Phillips. A little bit more on Thomas Stewart. As I mentioned, he's the #1 player in Colorado in this class. Stewart's a Virginia commit. That fastball around 87, approaching 2,000 spin. Curveball around 70, changeup 76, 78. So we'll see what he has in stores. He's going here against the Scorpions. I like the glove.
It is. Goes good with the new look uniforms here for the Slammers.
Yeah, typically the Slammers are wearing blue, so a little bit different look for them. We're going to have the throwdown here, and we will get things underway in our game of the day from the National Program Invitational. Cash Williams going to lead things off for Scorpions. Talked to Ethan Holliday pregame about who we should be watching for on his squad, and Cash Williams was one of the first names that he mentioned, the Tennessee commit from Choctaw High School in Oklahoma. Gathered at short, throws in time for the first out, so down goes Cash Williams, and here comes Ethan Holliday. Holliday 6'4", 198 pounds. If you're living under a rock, you may not know that his brother Jackson, obviously the #1 prospect in baseball, the Baltimore Orioles, and his dad Matt, multi-time All-Star, spent more than a decade in the majors. He's got another brother, Reed, who's going to turn 10 in July, and if he pops up, I think there's some rumors that they may have to qualify to get their own farm system rankings.
Be a pretty good trio of talent there in the family. I'm sure they have a lot of interesting conversations and competitions amongst themselves at family gatherings and in the off season.
Yeah, no brothers, by the way, have ever gone #1 overall in drafts in the major league level. That one skied in the left field, and that's on the run. Ethan Holliday is way past first, heading into second base. A stand-up double for Ethan Holliday, and all the more reason why I mentioned there's never been brothers go #1 in multiple MLB drafts, and these guys could be the ones that do it. As Jackson went #1 in 2022, and Ethan's showing us why a lot of people have him penciled in potentially for that spot next summer.
Really good piece of hitting there, driving the fastball the opposite field. You know, being able to turn around 91 and off the left field fence at almost 100 exit velo. So, you know, just showing in that at bat why there's so many scouts that are, you know, raving about him.
He's going to give way to Aiden Phillips. Aiden, the 5th-ranked third baseman in Florida. Watches that in for a strike. The 33rd-ranked third baseman in the nation. 2022 Junior Feature Games alumni. Oh, that one skips away. Holliday's going to stay at second, though.
Good job there behind the plate. Keep that ball in front. Keep the runner from advancing to third with less than 2 outs.
The crowd gathering behind home plate for this one. Pumps that one in for a strike, 88.6. Hammers that into the gap. A diving catch. No, he gets away from him. Holliday's going back third on his way back. And stand-up double going to be for Aiden Phillips. So back-to-back doubles for the Scorpions. Had a bit of a collision there. Look at for a second, he might have made the catch, but collision in left field. Now the Scorpions are in business with 2 on and 1 out.
Breaking ball there, probably got a little bit too much of the plate and was able to drive that ball to left center. There was a little bit of miscommunication out there, so the ball was able to fall, and tough break there for Holliday trying to score from second. Kind of couldn't tell whether the play was going to be made, and then had to slam on the brakes round in third to kind of keep the 2 guys in scoring position here.
Now up for Scorpions is Wichita State commit Luke Beeler, 6'1", 210-pounder. Luke's the 4th-ranked catcher in Oklahoma in the class. He was here last July for the feature games representing Oklahoma. One over from Stewart, shoots that one right through the gap past second base, and Holliday's scoring easily. Luke Beeler comes through with an RBI single, and Scorpions now have a 1-0 lead.
Really good swing there with the infield drawn in to try to prevent that first run of the ball game scoring. Was able to lace that one to right field. With the infield drawn in, just hit something hard somewhere. So was able to turn that fastball around and for a base hit and get the first RBI of the game.
With Beeler at first, it's now the turn for Vince Farrell. Vince from Osceola Fundamental High School, so I expect the fundamentals to be strong with one Vince Farrell. I think that's all they do. They just work on ground balls and
just practice the swing in the mirror.
That's
repeat.
right. Nothing flashy here, people. We just work on the fundamentals.
Works on getting bunts down.
That's right. Well, he's the 25th ranked outfielder in Florida in the class. 60 time is 6.78. Swing and a miss. So 2 strikes on Farrell. Scorpions leading 1-0. Saw back-to-back doubles from Ethan Holliday, Aiden Phillips, then Luke Beeler comes through with a bleeder between first and second, and gets the Scorpions on the board.
Go 2 count, see if we see the runner at first kind of in motion to stay out of a double play here.
Misses inside. Here's the 1-2. It's going to run it to 2-2.
First time seeing the change up there. With the left-handed hitter at the plate, trying to get something a little off speed, moving away from him. Maybe induce a ground ball, get a double play, get out of the inning, but just miss below the zone.
Another miss, going to run this count full.
Really good job battling back there from an 0-2 count and work it full here.
Just one down in the inning. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Runner's taken off. Going to get him to second base, but another run is going to score. Scorpions now lead 2-0. Now they're going to get the double play. A little ahead of myself there.
Yeah. Run's not going to count
Run's
there.
not going to count, so 1-0 is going to be the lead for Scorpions as we head to the bottom of the first inning. We'll be back. You're watching the National Program Invitational. You get hot in a metal box and you can't think straight, and you think a run counts when it shouldn't count. So any double play there on the strike them out, throw them out, get Slammers out of that jam. Scorpions are leading 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Christian Lopez going to lead things off for Slammers, followed by Connor Larkin and Thomas Stewart. Let's see Carson Martin on the mound for Scorpions here, leading this thing off. Martin, a pit commit from Lakeland Christian in Florida. number 23 right fielder in Florida, number 98 overall.
Uh-oh.
Holliday's got to jump to get that.
Little slip there on the last pitch. Really like the Scorpions uniforms, kind of a little throwback Diamondbacks look.
Yeah.
With the sleeveless tops with the purple undershirts.
Martin's got a fastball that's in the 90s, so we're going to see what he's got in store for Christian Lopez. Lopez from Regis Jesuit High School in Colorado. Every one of these Slammers players from Colorado. He's got a 60 time of 6.41.
It's pretty good.
And an exit velo of 92, so everything this guy does apparently is fast. He was here, like I said, a number of these Slammers players for future games last July. That's in for a strike. Lopez is the second-ranked outfielder in Colorado in the class, number 6 overall in 25. Remains uncommitted. And he's going down on strikes as see Carson Martin pump that in at 86.5 for the K.
Pretty good start to the ball game there. You know, 3 pitches and a punch out to kind of get your day rolling, settle yourself in a little bit. So
this is Oklahoma commit Connor Larkin from Cherry Creek High School. That one to second. Gathers, throws in time for the out. So Connor Larkin goes down on 1 pitch. Here's opposing pitcher Thomas Stewart.
still trying to get the batting gloves on there after 4 pitches. We're able to retire the first 2 hitters of the inning.
I mentioned Stewart, when he was on the mound, being a Virginia commit, J. Key Mullen High School. Got to get all the gear right.
Everything's sorted out here.
Miss in the breaking ball.
Just missed upstairs a little bit.
Another miss.
Quickly 3-0 here after a fast start to the inning.
That's in for a strike to get him back in this count. (3-1). Hammers that one into left field. Everybody's on the run. That's going off the wall, bouncing, and he's going to be in for a double. Thomas Stewart comes through with a 2-out double. Slammer's got a chance now to tie this thing up with a runner in scoring position, and here comes Sam Harry. Just absolutely jumped on that near 90-mile-an-hour exit velo. Hits up against the wall.
Looks like he might have got a change up there, a little bit elevated. Was able to drive that ball one hop the fence out there in left center. He's trying to help his own cause here on the mound, kind of get something started here with 2 outs.
Castle views Sam Harry with a chance to get this thing tied up. Another 2023 Future Games participant. 3rd-ranked outfielder in Colorado. Watches that come in for a strike. Lays off, make it 2-1. Courtesy runner now at second base for Stewart. Sends that foul.
kind of pulling the breaking ball a little bit, see if he can't maybe go back to it here in this 2-2 count, kind of get it back on the plate, induce a swing and miss.
All right, here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, and he's going down on strikes, and Slammers are going to strand a runner. Scorpions continue to lead 1-0 as the inning K will be back. You're watching the National Program Invitational.
Next. Next. Stop.
We got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one,
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete and all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere? And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf. Because we're busy women. We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again? Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
National Program Invitational. Scorpions leading Slammers 1-0 as we head to the top of the second inning. Cory McCartney, Prep Baseball's Avery Hunt with you. Saw Slammers strand a runner in that last half an inning. See if Scorpions can take advantage and build on that lead that they got in the first. They had Ethan Holliday and Aiden Phillips coming through with doubles as Luke Beeler then delivered the RBI single to put them up 1-0. Now Brody Wall's turn for Scorpions is going to be followed by Steven Chukka and Aiden Thompson. Brody Walls is the Texas commit out of McKinney Boyd in Texas. Watches that in for a strike.
Really good job with that there by Stewart in the top half of the first of kind of working out of a little bit of a jam, kind of limiting that damage, keeping the team in the game.
Quickly 0-2 on Walls. Primarily a right-handed pitcher, the fourth-ranked right-hander in Texas. Stays alive as he clips that one foul. Miss. I'm going to make it 1-2. This count's kind of getting away from Stewart here. Had him 0-2 and now it's quickly evened up.
Trying to find that put-away pitch here in the 2-2 count.
Let's see what he's got for Walls in the 2-2. Dribbler down the left side, third gathers a long throw. Able to make the pull and get the out. Nice throw from third base. He went a long way for that one. Mason Scott had to throw that one from another zip code, but able to get Brody Walls for the first out. And here comes Steven Chukka, the left fielder.
Really good play there at third base. Ball hit slowly down the third baseline, right over the bag, was able to field it and throw out a good runner to first base there. So good start of the inning here for the Slammers.
Mentioned there are 5 UCF commits on the roster of the Scorpion squad, and here's one of them in Chukka. Haggerty High School in Florida. 13th ranked outfielder in the state. 52 overall. Stewart's on the 0-1, sends that one short, gathers, throws. That's in time, so now 2 down. Now it's Aiden Tomlinson. Tomlinson, an Oklahoma commit from Dewar High School in Oklahoma. He's listed primarily as a right-handed pitcher, the 2nd ranked righty in Oklahoma, 9th overall in the class. The nasty breaking ball that fortunately is going to start off as a ball.
Seeing Goldie at shortstop for the Slammers there. It's 2 exit velos around 94, 95 hit right at him, so he's been busy to kind of start this game off.
Sends that back foul. And we'll see Sean Goldie hit this next half inning. Two down, and here's the 1-1 from Stewart.
Spun off that one a little bit, almost hit him, but able to stay alive here. See the Slammers using the pitch comm devices on the wrist, like we see a lot of the college teams use.
That's in there for a strike. Might have been the best breaking ball he's thrown yet.
Where do you stand on the pitch comm devices?
I'm not big on it. I mean, I think there's still an element, when the players are this age of them trying to understand, how to work a game, and I think it's important for developing catchers to be able to kind of have that ability to do that themselves as he goes down the strikes and ends the inning. But I think that's kind of where I stand. I want to see the catchers be able to do that a little bit more, because I can't tell you, covering the Major League Baseball, going to the minor league level and talking to guys, some of them didn't even get a chance to really call games until they got late into college or to single A, and it's like, what are we keeping them from?
I mean, that's 75% of the battle behind the plate, is being able to manage a game, manage a pitching staff. Obviously, there's guys in the big leagues that you can think about that have made an entire career as a defensive first catcher, that are specific to calling ball games and working with pitchers when their offense isn't necessarily at the level that you would think of, like those top 10 or 15 guys that work behind the plate in the big leagues. But
yeah, well, catchers in general, I think, are scared of the advent of technology. I remember talking to Tyler Flowers, that spent 3-4 years as a Braves catcher, and he said there was a lot of worry about what was going to happen with automated strike zone, because it would take away a guy's ability to frame pitches.
Kind of steal that bottom half of the zone.
Yeah.
He was one of the Flowers himself graded out in the top 5 or 6% in the big leagues of stealing that low strike, and he was kind of the first guy you saw kind of get down on a knee and kind of get down and steal that bottom half of the zone and work under those pitches. So I'm kind of in the same boat with you. I think the pace of play it picks up. I know in the big leagues they have almost like the little controller either on the knee pad or wherever it is where they can call them. So I like those instead of coming straight from the dugout, kind of what we see in the college game where guys are just looking at the Apple Watch almost.
That ball sailed way over everyone's head as Brody Wallace fires that. Mason Scott going to lead things off for Slammers, going to be followed by Spike McGill and Josu Trina. I mentioned Sean Goldie. He will bat 4th in this inning if they make it that far. Mason Scott, an Army commit. Exit velo 99, bat speed 79.4. That's in for a strike. You're going to see a lot of us bringing that up, that bat speed number, throughout this weekend. If you've been following kind of what's been happening at the major league level, that bounces way back. Seen a lot more of that inclusion on the StatCast pages and whatnot. It's something that the prep baseball folks have been offering for quite a while now. through blast motion, but now you're seeing that at the major league level. And I think talking to some of the players, it's cool for them to be able to see where their numbers match up against guys at the major league level. I mentioned Scott around 79.4. If you look at the major league level, the major league leaders right now, Giancarlo Stanton average at 80.6. So that kind of tells you what you're seeing out of this kid at the plate, that his numbers are right there among the league leaders of what we would see at the major league level. And it kind of a little bit makes a bit of an eye open. Obviously, it's not apples to apples, but it is very cool and an opportunity for these guys to see how they match up.
Right on cue. We see that bat speed there as he laced that one right back up the middle to lead off for a leadoff single. It is very cool. I know it's kind of become more of a talking point at the big league level, but we've kind of been showcasing that stuff through all of our events, through blast motion for a couple years now. So it is kind of a cool thing for players and on the scouting side of things for guys to be able to compare where their swing speed matches up with big leaguers. Like you said, it's not apples to apples, but it is kind of a metric that's cool to kind of see where you stand.
And I think prep baseball should really take some pride in the fact that you have to build up some kind of proof of concept for something before it gets an opportunity to go to the major league level. So for them to show for so long, here in these ranks, these numbers matter. This is how we can kind of quantify it. I think that makes it more appealing for the major leaguers to be able to adopt that and be able to want to include it, because their scouts are already looking at these numbers anyway. Mm-hmm. So then if you can just translate that over and say like, we're going to start doing it here as well, I think it's the benefit of everyone.
Absolutely.
So we've got Scott at first base, and here is Spike McGill. I want Spike to be the given name, but it's probably not the given name. Indiana State commit. Catcher with a pop time all the way down to 185, which is just crazy.
Got a chance here to even this game up here for the Slammers. As that fastball in the dirt bounced away, so able to advance a base here with a guy on base and nobody out.
Spike was also here last summer representing Colorado in the future games. He's got a 1-1 count. Shows bunt, gets it down. They get him at first base. Runner advances to third, though. 90 feet away from tying this thing up is our camera system. Missed the play there over at first, but saw the umpire with those American flag arm sleeves. I like that look.
Shout out our guy Alan Hester out there on the bases. So that works a lot of games for us. And I think last weekend was the first time we saw him with the American flag arm sleeves.
Out there making umpiring great again. Josh Sutrina from Chaparral High School now at the plate. 6'3", 195-pounder. It's a lot of Chaparral kids on this Slammers team. He's got an 0-1 count against Stewart. Swing and a miss. Got one down, so puts it in play. Opportunity for Slammers to tie this thing up in the bottom of the second. Does just that as that's going through the right side. Second baseman gathers, throws. We're going to have a run score, so it's going to be 1-1 here in the bottom of the second as he comes through with the sacrifice.
Great job there by the Slammers of kind of manufacturing a run. You get the leadoff single advance on the wild pitch in the dirt. Get the bunt down the first base line, execute that play, and then an 0-2 count against a good arm, being able to put the ball in play, and just when you put the ball in play, good things happen.
This is Sean Goldie. Goldie dribbles that one foul. Mentioned Giancarlo Stanton, average bat speed 80.6. What we've got as the high for Sean Goldie is 81.3.
That's pretty good.
Pulls back, but that gets in there for a strike.
We kind of talked about it last inning. Goldie's played a good shortstop so far. Had a few hard hit balls hit his way.
For all that bat speed, doesn't get really a hold of that one. 54-mile-an-hour exit velo as the throw across in time. We've got a tie game, 1-1. We're going to move on to the third inning. This is the National Program Invitational from LakePoint Sports.
First one I picked up, I just liked it the best. And like I said, I tried a lot of different companies, a lot of different models, and I fell in love with Old Hickory for sure.
Welcome back to LakePoint Sports. You are watching the National Program Invitational. Scorpions and Slammers all tied up as we head to the third inning. Now joined by Ryan Williams, coach of the Georgia Jackets 16U national team. Ryan, man, thanks for coming by. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate the invite. I mean, I don't get a chance to be on this side of the fence very often, so I'm going to enjoy watching two good baseball teams play.
Well, you've already had one game under your belt today. Your squad 2-0 matchup there with NBA Scout Team 2026. One, tell me about, we can go into that game, but overall, tell me what it means for you to bring your kids to an event like the National Program Invitational.
Yeah, I mean, this is where we want to be, right? I mean, this is part of our program's DNA. I mean, we want to compete in the big events. This is where our kids are going to get better. We're willing to be challenged. We're willing to be in a situation where the kids are going to have to perform well, and you run the risk of failure, but this is where we want to be, man. An event like the MPI, a place like LakePoint Sports, or a place like LakePoint Sports. This is where we want to be.
You guys won the showdown at LakePoint a week ago, and then you go into this matchup today against NBA Scout. You guys end up falling 2-0. Did it kind of feel like, I don't want to say a wake-up call, but it's kind of feel like, okay, competition's ratcheted up a little bit this weekend?
That's you're getting that at the MPI. You just know. You show up, you work with the kids, you get them mentally prepared for what they're walking into, and you live with the outcome. I mean, we want to work really hard with these guys and get them ready, and they are. The kids in our program that are out here, they're ready for this. But that's what you're getting at the MPI, and we were excited to get out here this week.
Going to continue with Thomas Stewart, the Virginia commit, on the mound for Slammers. Scorpions coming out now with Brandon Reeder, the Pitt commit from Satellite High School in Florida. He's got a 1-1 count against him. It's going to miss to make it 2-1.
Catcher trying to steal a strike there. I love it. Love it.
So we see Avery Hunt and I were talking about this with Slammers using the pitch com. Where do you kind of, as a guy who's in the midst of all this, how do you kind of handle that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great tool to stay in the catcher's ear, right? I mean, I don't think it's a must-have, but I definitely think it gives you a little bit of an edge, right? It's a little quicker. The pace of the game can get moving a little bit better. But I mean, I think it's the game's changing, right? I mean, it's changed over the last couple of years. It's going to continue to change. So I think it's just another tool in the tool belt for teams to use.
We're back to the top of the order for Scorpions, and that means Cash Williams going to be followed by Ethan Holliday. Cash Williams, a catcher, Tennessee commit, sends that one foul. I do wonder, though, about how it impacts the development of young catchers and their understanding to call a game. I think that's something Avery and I were talking about as well. Just I think that's something that you just don't see too many opportunities for, and I wonder if you're using that at this level, what does that do for kids as they develop a little bit older?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is an interesting balance, right? Like even in high school, most pitching coaches call pitches, right? We don't necessarily do that in our program a ton. We want the catchers to learn how to think and learn how to kind of manage and call a game. It's a big part of, I think, their DNA behind the plate. I mean, they're the captain, right? I mean, they're the only – everybody else is their back turn – or, the only person that can see the whole field, right? So, I mean, we really want those guys to be good thinkers and good leaders of men out there, and I think part of that is being able to manage the game.
Williams watches that one in for a strike to make it 2-2. So what's your message for your team as you guys continue through this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I think the message is, you think about being in an event like the MPI, right? I mean, a huge part of it is certainly the competition, but it's to get eyes on our guys, right? I mean, so, we just want them to compete for 4 games. Come out and compete, live with whatever the results are. They've put the work in. We just want them to come out and compete. Show these, the great things that we've gotten to see over the last couple of years, the development individually that they've all made, and man, I mean, you've been out there. I mean, there's a scout just about every 5 feet. So, I mean, there's plenty of eyes on these guys.
Yeah, and a lot of them here to watch this next guy, Ethan Holliday, doubled, stand-up double in his first AB, and here he comes with a runner at first base, and Scorpions looking to make something happen here with one down in the top of the third.
Yeah, that ball was hit pretty well, backside. It's a good piece. Word on the street is he's even maybe just as good, maybe even a little talented than his older brother, which is just crazy to think about.
He told me last summer that they talk almost every day. You know, he's really his only resource to truly understand, you know, what he's going through. I mean, obviously, you know, their dad Matt had a lot of success at the major league level, but he never had to handle this. You know, he never had to be the man at, you know, 16, 17 years old, and how you navigate that. I mean, it's got to be a really difficult waters to tread.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a big part of the leadership we want to bring to our guys in our program, right? All of us played, right, at some point, so helping these guys try to navigate through what they're going through right now, which is, you know, trying to compete at the highest level amongst a peer group that's really, really talented. So trying to help them navigate through that is one of the joys of doing this coaching thing, man.
1-1 Holliday swings, and that one goes foul.
Yeah, didn't get cheated on that hack, though.
Those are referred to as daddy hacks. Right?
Daddy, yeah, I think that's a daddy hack, yeah.
He's got a 1-2 count as he gathers and steps into the box. I think he's gotten bigger than when I seen him last summer. I think he's put some weight on. We had him at the Prep Baseball All-American game in Milwaukee, and he's already lined up to come back down to this year's event in Miami.
Yeah, guys are definitely bigger and stronger than I remember them being 15 years ago when I played. Some of it's just the training that's available, you know, the resources, the facilities. I mean, the data, we talked about that a little bit ago. I mean, it's just they're bigger and stronger than ever.
They're smarter, too. You know, it's like my own son's 14, plays 14U for USA Scout. Last night he came down almost 10 o'clock trying to eat a bowl of cereal, and I was like, you know better than that.
That's right.
No, we didn't know. We ate whatever we wanted. We thought the more calories, the better, but I think, you know, such a better understanding now of nutrition and all that. You know, these guys out here are prime examples of that. As Holliday went down on strikes, and now we're going to see Aiden Phillips, who himself had a double in his first AB. It was the 1-0 from Stewart. That's in for a strike.
It's a good pitch. Right on the outer half.
How do you guys kind of handle when your players go off and thinking about, you know, the training and everything that these kids are doing and the better understanding of stuff when they go off for their high school teams? How much, I guess, input do you guys still have on how they operate once they're off, you know, dealing with it as a high school player?
It's a great question. I mean, I think, you know, you think about our program, right? I mean, you know, we want to stay in contact with these guys, and we want to really just be resources to them. Like when they're in high school, they have a high school coach. They have somebody else who's leading them, right? And we want to respect and support that. But I think at the same time, we want to be there for them if they need something. You know, if, as a resource, is it a text after an 0-for-3 day where we're just trying to get them back off the ground and get them going again? Or is it, you know, something we saw coming out to a high school game that we can maybe give them a little advice on or how to handle it next time? So I think that's just it. You know, we certainly want to respect the high school process. And high school baseball is awesome, man. There's a ton of energy involved in it, and the atmosphere is really, really good. So I think the biggest thing for us is just being there to support those guys while they're away. And I think welcome them with open arms when they get back.
Count now 3-1, and I think there's also an element of it of where you want to maintain that relationship because, you know, they're going to have other people can easily get in their ears during that time period. Next thing you know, you hear he's playing for a different program.
Yeah, I mean, the brand of our program, right, is a little bit different than some, right? We want to lead people in our community, you know. So that relationship piece is really big for us. With guys being in the community, it makes this a little easier for us to get out to them and see them. But I do think that relationship piece is part of it. I mean, think about the portal right now and everything that's changing in the college landscape. Guys are going through this recruiting process where they're talking to a bunch of different schools and trying to figure out what to do next. And yeah, I mean, I think that relationship piece is key.
We've got a lot of programs that are going to be here now during National Program Invitational, national programs where guys are coming together that are only together for a small period of time. I mean, there are kids on this Scorpion squad from Oklahoma, Florida. You guys being a local program and being able to play at this level, what do you think that means in shows in terms of like the development of taking a core group of kids, you know, who are all within the same area and being able to develop them to the point where you get to play in a tournament like this?
Yeah, I mean, my 16s have been together since they were 13, right? So, you know, I've had several of these guys for a long time, right? And I do think the development journey they've been on, we've been able to chip away at it little by little because we've been able to stay together, right? So I just think it's a really interesting model that we trust and believe in here at the Jackets, and I think it's really paid dividends for our guys on the field. Think about like Ellis Aldridge. He's been in our program since he was 12 years old. This is like he's been here for a long time. He knows how we want to play, how we want to attack the game. So I just think it helps him get a little bit better being in that consistent model.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with these kind of super squads, these almost like Avengers of baseball that kind of come together for these weekends and want to kind of show up and show out. But I think there is something to be said about taking a group of kids and developing them to get them to the point where they can compete with those kind of teams.
Yeah, I know my guys are playing the Kings National 16U team tomorrow, and that's one of those squads, right?
Yep.
I think we're looking at it as this is an opportunity to prove that we can compete with just about anybody in the country, right? So. Really looking forward to that matchup. I know my guys will be really amped for it. I've got Drew Harmon going on the hill. He's going to run it up to about 90 and throw a hammer at him. So we're really looking forward to the challenge tomorrow.
Yeah, you guys obviously joked with your kids before we did a broadcast last weekend between Glogorski. You got Nikowski and Goralski that you guys, it's a bunch of tongue twisters within that Jackets program without question.
It is. I mean, that's a tough three to start off a game if you're on the mound.
That's right.
You're looking at three really quality hitters that can get the job done, and you got guys that are protecting them like Carson Snipes and Mason Meehan right behind them. So, yeah, I mean, it's a fun group of kids. They've played really well together, and certainly have had a lot of success on the field, that's for sure.
Well, I mentioned with Ethan and kind of what he has to shoulder with being Jackson's brother and Matt's son. You guys kind of had that with Luke, CJ's son. When CJ was the Rangers commentator, maybe it wasn't as like in Luke's face as much, but now he's got his dad in his first year as the Braves color analyst, so I think he's maybe having a bit of a different experience with that. One, his dad's here a lot of time when he can be, but secondarily, it's like everybody knows that name now a little differently than they did before.
Yeah, but Luke's one of those kids who just embraces it. CJ's around a bunch. We get to use CJ as a resource in our program, right? I mean, he's a great baseball mind and thinker. Obviously, being associated with the Braves, playing for a long time. I mean, like Luke this morning came out and just had a remarkable performance. I mean, really threw well, gave us a shot to stay in the game, and just one of those guys who never gets too high or too low. And I think the guys who have been around people who play this game at the high level, tend to have a little bit more of that moxie to them, right, where they understand what it takes to perform really well. And I just think Luke's such a special kid, man, both on and off the field. He's going to be a bright one to keep an eye on, and obviously has a great resource at home with CJ.
I don't know if we got a mom that's pointing at somebody behind home plate there. Hopefully she's watching the broadcast, trying to bring her attention. Josh McWilliams now up. Another of those Chaparral High School players. Mentioned a ton of them on this squad. Oh, that one's over shortstop's head. Holliday watches that one going for a hit. He's going to hold it first. He's got to get a little taller, right? He's not big enough.
That's right. Or drop step. Take three and catch it. Yeah.
We're going back to the top of the order here for Slammers with McWilliams at first base, and here comes Christian Lopez. Mentioned during Lopez's first AB, 6'4", 160 time. It's absolutely flying.
Yeah, I mean, that's next level speed, man. If you can get on the pads and get that guy moving a little bit, I mean, basically if he's on, he's in scoring position from anywhere he's standing at. Those guys are special, man. We talked about a little bit ago with just the talent that's out there today. You got a guy like this who can fly. I mean, can find a way to use that in a baseball game.
Well, Lopez, a 2023 Future Games alum, you mentioned Goralski and Glogorski are both going to be in the Georgia Future Games team this summer. It's going to be obviously a meaningful time for you guys to have them both out there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just so proud of both those guys. I've had Chip playing with me since he was 12 years old. He lives in my neighborhood. So him and I have a really, really special relationship. To watch how hard that kid has worked every single day to get to this point. The Future Games is going to be great for him. And Gino's one of those kids, he's newer to the program, but he's really shined. I think the way he carries himself, he's obviously really good in the outfield. He can run, he sticks it as good as anybody. Just in this Future Games event, I mean, it is one that you want to be a part of. I mean, it is the elite of the elite, and just fortunate that two guys have been able to get in there.
Yeah, and it's obviously such a monumental time for that class too, because it's right before the doors open for the recruitment process to get going for them. So since you've had those changes in the NCAA rules where you can't get offered at younger ages, I mean, this really does become such a bigger event for these guys. In the past, we would have a lot of big time players here, but it's all ratcheted up now just because the fact that so many of them can't commit now, and then they will be like just on the heels of the feature games.
Yeah, I mean, I think the new recruiting rule has let kids be kids a little longer.
Yeah.
You know, where maybe they're not having to make some of those life choices as early in their prep career. But I think, you know, future games is obviously heading into this fall where guys can start getting phone calls from colleges. And, you know, I just think this summer being so special for guys. You know, I think some of the guys are putting a little bit of pressure on themselves right now to perform, knowing, you know, this is such a big summer for them. But, you know, I guess we have so many guys in our program that just have such a bright future. And, you know, I'll be excited to hear all the phone calls that come in after August 1st.
Yeah, Shooter Hunt said guys better have their phones charged when day after the feature games comes.
Yeah, Hudson and Avery and I were talking about this. Like, hey, if school starts that early, you may just want to sit out that day.
Yeah. Yeah, I think those two in particular, when we're talking about your players, are going to have a lot of interest.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've got such a talented age group in this 16U group that we have. We've got our National American team. You've got a whole bunch of guys that Jeff Otterson, our head guy, you know, have on both those squads. They've practiced together for the last couple of years. The environment's been really competitive. So, you know, just in this 16U age group, we've got a ton of talent that's gonna get those phone calls when August comes around.
So we've got a 2-2 count to Larkin. We had Larkin here for both the junior feature games and feature games across a couple of years. As he absolutely hammers that one foul.
Yeah, big lefty stick, big body in that box. Obviously put a good swing on that a little early.
Oklahoma commit at 6'3", 196 pounds.
I mean, nowadays, man, you go look at a college roster. If you're not 6'3", 200 pounds, it's an uphill battle. So, I mean, the guys got to take it serious in the weight room. Like we were talking about the bowl of cereal thing. I mean, you got to eat right.
Yep.
You got to take that nutrition piece serious.
That one goes foul, but third base on the run. Now Larkin can move too, 6'9", 60.
Anything breaking 7, man,
Yep.
know, you're kind of happy with. You get those 6'5" guys that can really fly, but anything breaking 7, you certainly can make some noise on the bases.
Got a 2-2 count, 1 on, 2 down. It's going to run it full. Thomas Stewart to follow. Saw Stewart come through with a double in his last at bat. We're all tied up 1-1 here in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great baseball game with obviously 2 really good programs competing together in one of the biggest events of the summer. So, I mean, if you can't get up for this one, I don't know.
That's right.
I don't know why you do this.
2 out walks are not what you want in this environment, but now going to have Thomas Stewart. Mentioned Stewart doubling in his last at bat, the Virginia commit from J.K. Mullen High School in Colorado. First ranked player in Colorado in this class. He's got a chance here to put his team ahead.
Yeah, these are the big moments in baseball games, man. Obviously, coaching third, and you know, who wins these 2-out battles. I mean, is a lot of times, you know, the group that's coming out of the other end of the game victorious. So, I mean, yeah, certainly a big opportunity here to pick up a couple.
Swings through that fastball and make it 0-1. Steps out and gathers. Got to be feeling it a little bit in these moments.
Yeah, I think feeling it a little bit. It's a little hot today.
Yep.
You know, you just got, you know, we haven't been challenged with the heat down here very much lately. This is one of the first couple weekends that it's really blazing out there. So everybody's trying to keep the pace of the game going, and we'll see if you can pick it up here.
Well, Carson Martin from Florida should be used to it.
That's right.
So one sails over his head. Runners both taking off 90 feet. And we're not much closer to Slammers taking the lead here. Go out and have a talk with him as this counts now 2-1.
See if we can get a strike here. You know, the old adage, you know, us coaches, we go out there, we know we're getting a strike that next pitch. So, or at least you're hoping for one.
What do you go out, if you're in this situation, what do you go out and say to him? You know, he's been throwing really well, but it just seems like these last couple batters, things are kind of getting awry.
I think you're trying to just get guys refocused on the moment. You know, it's 1-1, it's bottom 3, we got 2 outs. You know, trust your best pitch. We want to be in attack mode here. We don't want to, kind of baby our way into it. So I think it's just you're trying to lift the guys up. You're trying to gas them up a little bit. You know, make sure they understand the moment, but that they're the guy you want there. Like they're the guy we want you in this moment to help us get out of it. So just leaving them out, giving them a little bit of confidence and ready to go compete on that next pitch.
We'll see if Coach does come through with that strike here in this 2-1 count. He's not getting it. It's a little low. Makes it 3-1.
This Scorpion, just the program in general is a good one, though. I mean, it's one we've ran into a couple times over the last couple years at a variety of age group. Those guys do really good work over there. Really good work with guys.
3-1, fires that foul. And I'm sure, you know, a lot of it's been ratcheted up, and the attention has only been amplified with Holliday's kind of rise through their ranks. And obviously they're well beyond that when you think about the number of players I mentioned from the offset, 11 players with national rankings, and this team 17 D1 commits on their roster.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think, and we talked about the relationship piece, guys want to play with other talented guys, right? So, you know, you get some of these really talented players in your program, and I think other guys kind of gravitate to it. I think it's definitely part of the model for sure.
Stewart walks, and here comes Sam Harry, Castleview High School. He's got a chance here. Break this tie.
Yeah, talking about big leaguers, I can see some of our 15U national team in the background. Just Nick Markakis leads that group. Obviously, Nick's a local name here. You know, another guy we're excited to have in our program. He's got all 3 of his boys with us, and it looks like those guys are getting ready to get after it.
Yeah, I saw Nick here a couple of weeks ago, and I covered him from the Braves. Told him it's nice to see him kind of living the dad life now.
Yeah, he's got 3 boys that are all really talented, and obviously he's got a lot to give in the game to anybody he's interacting with. He's a really good dude, and you know, guy we're really excited to have for sure.
Yeah, extremely low key, but man, he you know, he has an understanding, as you mentioned, but an intensity as well. So see if that shows up in his kids here as we watch them develop over the years.
Yeah. I think you'll see it.
The 2-1 sends that foul. Sam Harry, the 23 Future Games alum, looking to break this tie with the bases loaded and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. Martin delivers. That's foul.
And going right after him. I think 2-2. You know, you really gotta compete hard. You go 3-2 with the bases loaded. Everybody's running. I mean, you gotta really compete hard on this pitch right here.
All right, Martin with the 2-2. There gets that one, gathers at second, throws in time, get out of the bases loaded jam. We've got a continuation of a 1-1 tie here. Nice job by the Scorpions, responded defensively. We'll be back with more. You're watching the National Program Invitational.
First one I picked up, I just liked it the best. And like I said, I tried a lot of different companies, a lot of different models, and I fell in love with Old Hickory for sure.
You're watching the National Program Invitational. Cory McCartney along with the Georgia Jackets' Ryan Wims here with you. 1-1 tie as we move to the bottom of the the top of the fourth inning, excuse me. I was waiting for that scoreboard to catch up. Losing my bearings there. But, Ryan, we saw the Scorpions respond, bases loaded. Martin gets out of the jam, and that's the kind of moment that can really define a ball game.
Yeah, I mean, you think about the guy on the mound. I mean, he walked a couple guys, gave up a hit, just had to battle a little bit. But, when I think about why these teams are out here and why these kids are out here, I mean, it's to kind of learn and grow through those moments, right? I mean, to figure out a way to get the job done when you're faced with a little adversity or you don't have your best stuff. And we got to see a little bit of that action right there.
Luke Beeler's going to lead things off for Scorpions here in the top of the fourth. Going to be followed by Vince Farrell and Brody Walls.
Really good throw by the catcher there.
Luke Beeler came through with the RBI single after the back-to-back doubles for Scorpions in their first AB in the top of the first. They've been looking to get something going ever since. Stewart continues on the mound for Slammers. Misses on the breaking ball. Comes back with another nearly 3,000 RPMs, 29.96 according to our scoreboard.
Yeah, those guys that can spin it, man. I mean, that's tough. You can start getting that 3,000 number, man. That's a really competitive pitch.
Back with a fastball. It's fouled off. Make it 1-2. Gets away from the catcher and evens the count. Comes a 2-2 from Stewart. That one gets away. That runs the count full.
Yeah, you definitely want that one to be a little bit more competitive. I mean, that never caught the plate, so it's tough to get a swing out of it.
Got a full count now to Wichita State commit Luke Beeler. It'll be a leadoff walk.
They score a lot of times, man. You get that leadoff guy
right
on. I mean, just putting pressure on the defense, and obviously the pitcher's got to compete a little differently. And it's like we're upgrading for a catcher, so getting a little more wheels on the pads, which will be great for the Scorpions.
Yeah, that's Merrick Beamish that's coming in as the pinch runner. Nice when you can have a UCF commit on your bench to come in as a pinch runner.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have for sure. I think it just speaks to the talent and depth within the program, especially a weekend like this. You want to make sure you've got plenty of good resources to get through, what could be a really challenging bracket. So, yeah, tons of good players out here.
Yeah, is there anything more daunting for a coach than when you start trying to figure out how you're going to piece your pitching together if you go too far into bracket play?
It's hard, man. But I think I don't know. My approach, I guess, is just just looking at the next game, and we'll figure it out from there. A lot of kids nowadays, they want to be able to kind of both mentally and physically prepare, so they want to know when they're throwing. So I think you try to balance it, plan it out as much as you can, but still let the game flow kind of dictate what you do and when. But yeah, you get in some of these tough brackets, man, where you're putting some guys out there that maybe have to go figure it out and compete, and you trust them and you want to challenge them, and it's kind of a cool moment to be in.
Yeah, I mean, some of these national championships that we have, teams are playing so many games. You get down to the championship, and sometimes they're just putting a random position player out there just trying to get through the game.
Yeah. My 16U American team kind of ran into it this weekend, where with the MPI this week, we played a bracket Monday here at LakePoint, and didn't want to roll out the guys that were going to be on the mound this week in pool play, so we kind of pieced it together. You got a guy like Ellis Aldridge who teed a 90, who's an outfielder who just kind of got on the mound and threw pellets at him for a little bit, and then Gino, who hadn't pitched since he was probably 12, figured out a way to get through 2 innings and seal the deal for us to get a nice dub Monday, which was awesome.
The random ball on the field, it looks like, which is always one of the kind of things you live with here on these fields with everything so close together. Sometimes it kind of takes away the flow of the game, but it's just kind of, unless we're putting domes on all 4 of these fields, you're just going to have to live with it.
Yeah, I mean, you can't, there's not a better park out here than LakePoint Sports, to go compete at. So, yeah, the fly balls are flying on the field a lot, but yeah, the umpires and I think the coaches, the players have figured out a way to manage it pretty efficiently.
Farrell puts that one through for a base hit, his second of the day, and Scorpions, now got him at first and second with nobody out. You were here on the previous fields. What's kind of been your reception to and what you've seen out of these resurfaced fields?
I think they're really good. I mean, obviously the look catches your eye, right? But the old turf was a little bouncier. I would say this plays a little bit more true, I think. But I mean, it's an elite playing surface. It's an awesome place to be at. Yeah, but I think this plays just a little bit more truer than it did before.
One of the things I'm really interested to kind of see play out over these coming weeks is geosurfaces who installed these said that they're supposed to be 10 to 15 degrees cooler.
Okay.
So just because of the coloration and what the underlayment on it. So I'll be interested to see how much we kind of see that, because you sometimes would stand out there on those old fields and man, you would just bake right along with the sun when you were standing out there. So I'll be interested to see, and maybe you'll be thinking about that when you're standing at third base, where it's like, all right, I don't know. He told me these things are supposed to be almost 20 degrees cooler.
I'll be thinking about it tomorrow, I bet. And yeah, I mean, man, some of these summer events where this turf, it just feels like you're melting out there. But yeah, it's been, like I said, we've got pretty enjoyable weather so far. So yeah, I'll be on the lookout to see if this is a little cooler out there this weekend.
Brody Walsh shows bunt, gets that down, but that goes foul. It was amazing that they got it done in 40 days, that they were able to rip the other ones down all the way to concrete and get it done in time for the Georgia Dugout Club tournament that we had.
Yeah, we got to get out here a little bit and watch some high school games during some of those tournaments, which was awesome to get an early look at the turf.
And you had a number of your kids playing in those. I know Gino was playing for Denmark. They were here for one of those weekends.
Yeah, that's right. Man, that game I came out here, it was like 20 degrees. It was freezing. I don't know how those kids battled through that. High school baseball is a tough time of year in Georgia. It starts so early. You still get some of those really cold days.
Yeah, I know, but the flip side of that is Iowa, where they're still playing their high school season into the month of July, and we don't really get the Iowa kids travel-wise sometimes until the fall. They just can't break away. It's it's a weird thing how the schedules are kind of stretched across the country.
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree.
It was the 0-2 to Walls. He's got 2 on.
Yeah, these are the tough moments, man, when you talk about these kind of alpha dude teams. You got a bunch of people from everywhere. They just kind of show up, maybe practice, play for a really short period of time. I mean, you're asking a kid to bunt here who probably hasn't bunted a whole lot over the last couple of years of his life, right? But being able to get the job done here is really, really important. So we'll see if he can get it done.
Yeah, Wall's a Texas commit, 13th ranked player in Texas in the class of 25. Watches that one skip away. Both runners are taken off. Yeah, I can't tell you how many guys I talk to at this time of the season, the big hitters, that they love it because they know they're finally going to get a chance to hit, that people are actually going to pitch to them because they got pitchers on the mound that want to go against a kid who's got that Texas commit label against them, as opposed to during the high school season when they're just trying to pitch around guys and stop that big bat in the lineup from trying to hurt them.
Yeah, you think about the rosters and the teams that are out here this weekend. You got so much protection for the middle of the lineup that you almost have to pitch to guys, right? So just think that it makes it a little bit more challenging for the arms. Obviously, they want to be a part of it. That's why they're out here too. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a big part of it.
So Walls misses Stewart misses the Walls to make it 2-2. That pitch count for Stewart now 65 pitches here in the 4th inning. Walls with a dribbler down the third base side goes foul.
I like his approach, trying to get the ball in play, not trying to do too much. I mean, obviously you got second and third, less than 2 outs. You got guys in scoring position. You really want to get something in play here. Really want to get something in play.
Walls 0 for 1. He's got a chance to make up for that here and put the Scorpions ahead in the top of the 4th. Misses low. Oh, ball's getting away. Runner's taking off. Just like that, Scorpions up 2-1. Just got away from the catcher, and Scorpions took advantage.
Tough job those guys, have back there. You're expecting perfection. That may not be a reality, but yeah, letting one get away there, given the lead up.
So Spike McGill unable to handle that one, and the Scorpions take a 2-1 lead. Still got a full count, but another runner on. Still nobody out in this inning.
The first one's always the hardest to find, you know.
Here comes the payoff pitch from Stewart. Dribbler gets past short. Here comes another run. Brody Walls comes through with an RBI single to make it 3-1 Scorpions here in the top of the fourth.
Yeah, it looks like we had infield in there, and a ball that's probably an out on most occasions just kind of sneaks through with the shortstop being so far in.
Yeah, you got to give credit to Walls to really work that count and just kind of kept fighting stuff off. And then you had a moment where maybe you kind of got the pitcher frustrated, and he took advantage after they get that run scored on the pass ball.
Yeah, I think, again, just not trying to do too much, trying to get something in play, you know, live with the outcome, and just a really nice job.
Here's left fielder Steven Chucka. Chucka, another of those UCF commits out of Haggerty High School in Florida. Misses inside. Stewart teetering towards 70 pitches here in the top of the fourth.
And you got to think getting close to the end here, especially if, you know, good thing about, you know, baseball in the big field, you're one ground ball away from getting 2 outs, right? So really need one here to keep that pitch count down and stay in the game.
Throws over to first. Got Aiden Tomlinson in the on-deck circle, Brandon Reeder to potentially to follow if the inning goes that long. Skies that one down left side. Looks like our cameras are catching up with that one, but I think we...
Yeah, home plate guy certainly coming out of the box, trying to chase that one down, see fair or foul. I think it's one of the things I've always appreciated about playing out here at LakePoint through PBR. Man, the umpire crews out here are the best we get to be a part of during the summer. I mean, these guys do a really, really good job. They're pretty personable. They care a lot about the kids. They care a lot about the game, the brand of what they bring to the table. So it's a great group of umpires out here at LakePoint Sports.
Yeah, Todd Marler and United Umpires really do a great job. They have one of their clinics each year where they've got a number of collegiate umpires that come in and get their work in and, you know, go through the guys here locally. And it's a really cool environment. Saw them last year. We all went over to Beacon and they were doing laser strike zone teaching, and it was pretty amazing to see how close these guys were to what the lasers were showing. That's an absolutely hammered foul.
Yeah, those guys do a really good job out there. You know, they I think it's firm but fair. You know, yeah, they do a really good job. A lot of guys doing some college games in their off time coming into the summer season, and yeah, we're happy to have those guys out there calling games for us.
So we got a 2-2 count to Chucka. And misses to run the count full.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if catcher, coach, somebody goes out and talks to him before too long. I mean, just to stop the pace of the inning from getting away from him, just slow things down a little bit.
Runner's taken off as that goes foul. Chucka 0 for 1. Looking to change that here. He's got a runner on. Nobody out still on the top of the fourth. Scorpions have scored 2 in this inning. One off a pass ball and another off of a RBI single from Vince Farrell. Runner's taken off again as that one gets away from the catcher.
Oh, he's going to try
Yeah,
it.
he's going to keep going. Taking off for third. The throw is there. It's in time and gets him at third, getting a little bit greedy on the base pass.
Yeah, you really like the aggressive play there, but with nobody out, I'm not sure it's really worth the risk. But, I mean, man, it's one of those things with kids you just don't want to take away from them. You want them to live with whatever the outcome is, be aggressive, don't be afraid to take a chance. Just got a little away from them there.
So now 1 down, still 1 on though. Gives away to Aiden Tomlinson. Tomlinson, Oklahoma commit. 9th-ranked player in Oklahoma in the class. Primarily a right-handed pitcher, but also an outfielder that works the velo, exit velo up around 90. Back pick is keeping him honest.
Yeah, I think a lot of times you think about talent, you think Florida, Georgia, New York, Texas, California, but yeah, I mean that's Central America, you know, Oklahoma area. I mean, there's just a ton of big, strong kids that come from that area where, you know, climate's pretty good. They can play ball for most of the year, and obviously the big, strong bodies.
1-0 breaking ball in for a strike.
It's a really good pitch. Really, really good pitch. It starts at the top of the zone, breaks into it. It's a really good pitch.
Tomlinson 0 for 1. Goes right back to it and swings and misses for strike 2.
Yeah, what's your take on all the flair out there nowadays? You got the pink bat in his hand, you know, the elbow guard.
Yeah, it's everywhere, right? I mean, I will say, having coached myself for a long time, the only thing I really had an issue was when everyone wanted to have a sliding mid and nobody knew how to put him on as he goes down on strikes for the second out. You know, you get a kid at first base, and being a third base coach, you just standing there waiting for them to finally get their sliding mid on so they can get the signs from you was the only thing I really had a problem with. I don't know how you guys, it's almost like they have to have a tutorial when you sit down with everybody, and this is how you quickly get a sliding mid on, because it becomes a problem.
Oh, we work on it, man. I mean, get the first, find your coach with your eyes, and then pick your stuff off. You know, you don't ever put your stuff on with the sliding mitts. I mean, you just you know, you want to be able to move quick as a third base coach, giving signs, and obviously keep the pace of the play going. But yeah, some of these kids, man, it's elbow guard, it's shin guard, it's wristbands, it's the batting gloves, it's the thumb guard, it's all of the above.
And now you got the towel that's a lot of them are having in the back pocket too. But yeah, I don't 100% know what the rule is on that. I know there was an umpire here during the showdown that said that they didn't want players having that in their back pocket, but then you see some of them, they've just got it out there. So I don't know, but yeah, it's a lot. But yeah, it's everybody's got a little bit of something now.
Yeah, I like it. I like it for the catchers. You know, just something they can, especially this time of year where it's a little humid out. Just something they can wipe their hands with if they've got to make that throw around the bases. You know, those guys they've got the gear on. They're sweating. They're working really hard. So I like it there. But man, you definitely have seen the flair come out in baseball nowadays. It starts in the big leagues. You know, it's
filters down.
Yeah, those guys have it too.
And a pitching change for Slammers here on the top of the 4th as Stewart's going to give way to number 14. We're going to have Chase Rudden. Chase Rudin. So here's the confusing thing. I actually talked to these guys before the game about this. They have Chase Rudin, which is R-U-D-E-N, and then they have Wyatt Rudden, which is R-U-D-D-E-N.
Yeah, it goes back to the Gorowski, Natowski, Gogorski. You know, trying to call the game with my lineup, he can get a little tongue twisted. So I get it.
Well, Chase Rudin is a Santa Clara commit, 7th-ranked right-hander in Colorado. Got a fastball up around 90 with 2,300 spin. Curveball at 71-75. Got a slider and change. So he's got his work cut out for him here to try to keep the Slammers in this game. 2 down in the top of the 4th and team down 3-1.
Yeah, getting 2 outs there before leaving the mound was big time. Kind of handing it to the next guy to only have to get 1 to get you out of the inning is really big. I mean, let's see if he can close the inning.
He's going to be facing Brandon Reeder, excuse me. Brandon watches that in for a strike. Brandon Pitt commit from Satellite High School.
Yeah, you're seeing that more and more nowadays. I mean, the kid comes into the game, first pitch curveball, you know, center for a strike, try to catch the hitter off guard, obviously going right there with another one.
Goes back to the back pick, doesn't work. That's a throw that I was always kind of torn on catchers doing that, just because I feel like if you're already behind, it can be a little problematic, especially if the first baseman's not ready for it, or if it gets away from him, you got a guy just tearing off and eating up the base pass.
Yeah, I mean, it's a risk, right? I mean, it's a risk, and are you willing to take it or not? I mean, if he throws one up the line, I mean, there's a chance he's scoring from first, for sure, getting to third. So, but nowadays, man, these catchers are so talented, and they can throw the ball around the infield with such ease. You give them probably a little more trust than we used to. It
was an absolutely nasty pitch to finish off the inning. Scorpions, though, got a 3-1 lead. We're going to be back shortly from LakePoint Sports.
First one I picked up, I just liked it the best. And like I said, I tried a lot of different companies, a lot of different models, and I fell in love with Old Hickory for sure.
On sportsmanship and really feel-good moments on the field. So if you need to, use that QR code if you got a moment to share, and we can head on over to LakePointSports.com for more information on how you can submit on these moments. It can either be ones that you're involved in, one you see, or one that you've heard of, but we're always looking to help people out along the way and put a spotlight on the positivity that's happening on the baseball field. And here's a chance to see one of these moments in action as we look at this play that all the guy could do in this instance was tip his cap. From Excel Blue Waves, Cooper Mincy, as he robbed Tennessee Nationals Joseph Sullis for the base hit. But again, use that QR code that we showed for more information on how you can make the submission, or head on over to LakePointSports.com on our social media channels to access the submission form, and Johnsonville might just reward you for your behavior and or participation. So we head back to the action here in this matchup between Scorpions and Slammers. Scorpions got a 3-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Check swing, puts it in play. Second gathers, throws the first as the pitcher cuts across for the first out.
Yeah, really good job there by the pitcher coming over. I mean, it's got to be an instinct move. As soon as the ball's in play, kind of getting off the mound and getting over there. There looked to be some confusion at first of who was going to take the bag, and obviously the pitcher called it and got the out to start the inning.
We used to run this drill called Chaos, where we would just kind of have it was just a bunch of ground balls back to the pitcher from different angles and having them tearing off and making that play at first on the run, because it can be a little bit daunting. Everybody says pitchers aren't athletes, but man, you gotta make one of the most difficult plays in baseball sometimes on the run, hauling that thing in to be able to get the out at first.
I think you're right. I mean, it's as a ball kind of bounces on the field from another field. Yeah, I mean, it's a big part of practice, right? I mean, I think about like our program, and we talked about earlier about having local kids. I mean, to be able to get after it at practice is such a huge part of the formula to be able to compete at a high level, and obviously something these guys have worked hard on and executed really well.
We've got a pitching change for Scorpions now. They've got Brody Junton in on the mound. Junton in Florida Atlantic commit from Timber Creek High School in Florida. I do wonder too with the national teams, and this is again not knocking their process or how their players come together, but how do you build that team chemistry so quickly? How does a guy understand and know how somebody else operates and how you're going to work within different situations? And that's from the outside looking in, that's just something I really have always wondered about, how those teams are able to come together.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting. I mean, I think social media helps a lot. Being able to keep in contact with the guys, whether it's on Snap or Instagram, Twitter. I mean, I just think the guys have such a broader avenue to stay in contact. But even with the local guys, right? I mean, they've all played high school baseball. They have a new set of friends and people that they're running with for a couple months during the spring. And I think what I've always enjoyed about my group of guys is the way that they just show up and kind of the puzzle pieces fit right together. And I think some of that's just their ability to stay connected to each other while they're away.
So Spike McGill standing on first, as it was just a really tough play for third base to be able to make, is pull the first baseman off the bag. So we're going to have one on and one out. So we got a courtesy runner from McGill, the catcher. Here's Joseph Sutrina, DH for Slammers. Puts that in play, sends it to short. Holliday gathers, throws a second, throw to first. In time to get the double play. Nice job there by Ethan Holliday setting things off. Continues to be a 3-1 lead for Scorpions. We'll be back from LakePoint Sports.
At Academy Sports and Outdoors, you'll always find more fun with great brands at the best prices. More of this, and this. So you can get together for a little of that, and a lot more of that. And even some of that, and that's good. Have more fun with great brands at the best prices. Only at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
A 3-1 lead for Scorpions over Slammers in our game of the day for the National Program Invitational here from the Audi Marietta Field. Cory McCartney, Georgia Jackets, Ryan Williams with you. We head on to the top of the 5th inning and saw a nice play there from Ethan Holliday setting off that inning-ending double play and got the Scorpions out of a little bit of trouble, and they continue to lead as we move on here in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, I mean, really good play. I mean, obviously you can see the talent. It jumps off the page with Ethan, and you know, when guys can play defensively as well as they can swing it, you know, a guy like him, it just makes for a complete package, and it's easy to see why so many colleges are in love with that guy.
Still Chase Rudin on the mound for Slammers as he came on in relief. Mentioned the Santa Clara commit. He's going to be facing the top of the order here for Scorpions. Cash Williams with Holliday to follow, and then Aiden Phillips. Williams 0 for 1 so far. That's in for a strike. Sends that one back foul.
Yeah, back-to-back spinners to open the inning. I mean, obviously trying to keep this really talented lineup off balance. Wouldn't be surprised if we get something really off the plate here, opening up the inning.
He goes off the plate, but he sends it foul. Yeah, the concept of pitching backwards certainly has to be something in this environment because you know everyone's searching for velo and wanting to meet it.
Yeah, I mean it's a tricky balance. You're trying to teach kids how to pitch, right, and how to find outs. It's not just the fastball. It's that curveball certainly part of it. Guys that get those really good changeups, it's part of it. So, I think guys on the mound knowing what they do really well and being able to trust their stuff, I think is key to the formula, especially when you got guys like this coming to the plate.
Yeah, Holliday 1 for 2 on the day, had a double in the first inning, was followed by an Aiden Phillips double, and then the first run scored in the form of Holliday to put Scorpions up 1-0. He watches that go for ball 1. And you know when you're him in this environment, you're always going to get everybody's best because they want to challenge you just as much as you want to challenge them.
Yeah, but I think a guy that probably thrives on it, right? I mean, he's got attention for a long time, and obviously with his dad being in the big leagues and being as successful as he was. So, you know, I bet he's a guy who is just looking forward to that challenge every day of getting everybody's best. We see it with our program, right? I mean, when our teams roll in, you know, we're expecting, you know, to get everybody else's best, and I think it's why we do what we do at the Jackets.
Well, Holliday with 101.7 mile an hour exit velo single right up the middle, so he's going to be on with 1 down. Give way to Aiden Phillips. Phillips 1 for 2 with a double of his own in the first inning. And he shoots that one down the right side. First base with nearly a fantastic grab there, even though it goes foul.
Yeah, I saw a 107 on one of the fields, exit velo, earlier today. It's unbelievable how talented these guys are. I mean, they're swinging the wood bat, which, obviously only plays in the big leagues and in summer baseball. But man, they're strong as ever.
Check swing goes foul. Yeah, I mean, I told people many times this is the platform where I saw Chase Burns throw 101 for the first time. So that you never know what you're going to get at NPI.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a talented event, and we talked about it when we kind of got going. It's just the best of the best are here. It's one of the most talented events of the summer.
0-2 sends that through short, gathers, is unable to make the play as he gloves it, but couldn't get up in time to make the flip to second.
Yeah, it's a tough play in the hole. I mean, your probably only play there is at second, making the throw to first. You probably can't get enough on it, and tried to flip it. Looked like he lost his footing a little bit there. You got a guy like Holliday bearing down on you at second. Just a really tough play.
So you got Holliday at second now. Aiden Phillips at first, and Luke Beeler up to the plate. Beeler 1 for 1. It's now 1-0. A big spinner. That one nearly 3,000 RPM.
Very, very healthy cut there, not getting cheated 1-0.
Comes a 1-1 to Beeler. Another swing, another miss. Back throw to first. That's when I talk about it being the dangerous situation, right? You got a guy at second that can move. That gets away from him, you're in all kinds of trouble.
Yeah, and that one looked like it maybe hit the turf before it got the first two, so you're bringing some risk into play. I mean, you're trying to steal it out here, obviously, with guys on the bases, but, man, you got to be careful.
Comes a 1-2. Gets Beeler swinging off the plate. Goes down on strikes. Sure, that's a pitch he wants back. Probably not one he swings at more often than not.
Yeah, I got to give the guy credit on the mound, though. I mean, kind of bearing down with runners on bases, on the bases, and getting a big strike out there to get the two.
All right, comes Vince Farrell with 2 down. He holds. Vince, as I mentioned, in his first AB, goes to Osceola Fundamental High School, so we do expect all game long to see the fundamentals be strong with Vince.
Yeah, big part of the game. I got a buddy of mine, a good mentor, Brack Hudson, who runs an indoor facility, Fundamental Sports, and same thing. I think it's a big part of being able to be successful out here. You got to be able to do the little things right. You got to throw strikes. You got to play good defense. You got to put the ball in play. I mean, the winning formula in this game, I don't think is super hard to figure out. You got to do those fundamentals well.
Yeah, I mean, when you coach developing players, I think that's the thing you tell them, right? It's like, well, the guys who can do all that other stuff learn how to do the right thing first before they put their own spin on it.
Yeah.
Shoots that one through as Phillips jumps over it. Holliday on his way home. The throw to not in time as he's going to cross safely to make it 4-1. Vince Farrell comes through again. Phillips standing on second base. Nice job of Holliday getting in right at the time to get another run across for Scorpions.
And just pull side ground ball, not trying to do too much again. We got 2 outs. Get something in play here hard, and obviously rewarded there with an RBI.
So Farrell now 2 for 3. There's Brody Walls, 1 for 2. He's got an RBI on his line as well. 4-1 lead now for Scorpions here at the top of the 5th. Dribbler to third, this time gathers, fires, in time. Scorpions, though, they got a 4-1 lead as we move along to the bottom of the 5th. We'll be back with more from LakePoint Sports.
At Academy Sports and Outdoors, you'll always find more fun with great brands at the best prices. More of this, and this. So you can get together for a little of that, and a lot more of that. And even some of that, and that's good. Have more fun with great brands at the best prices. Only at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Sports 4-1 is a lead for Scorpions in our game of the day from the National Program Invitational. Cory McCartney along with Georgia Jackets' Ryan Williams with you. Slammers looking for some kind of response here as they've kind of seen this thing get away from them. They're now going to turn to Sean Goldie to try to get things started against Junton on the mound.
Like that, they're trying, showing bunt early, trying to see what happens. Maybe bring the third baseman in a little bit, maybe slap one by him, and obviously the Slammers are trying to get some offense going here. And
Goldie jumps on that 91.1 exit velo. He's gonna be standing at first base. So you mentioned you and the Jackets got Canes National tomorrow. That one's going to be at Georgia Highlands, their new field up there, and a team that just went on a run in the JUCO World Series, ended up making the Final Four. I don't know if you've been up to that facility yet, but they've done a really nice job in building that thing out. Pretty similar here to what we have at LakePoint Sports, but should be a nice opportunity for your boys to show out on those turf fields.
Yeah, we got a chance to play over there last weekend. I mean, it's an amazing facility. It's obviously new, great playing surface. I've got Drew Harmon, Sam Moore going on the bump, two guys that throw it pretty hard. They're going to go compete really hard for us and give us a shot. And yeah, I mean the facility's great, and I think it's a big part of why we like playing PBR over some other events. Right? Is just the facilities are really good. You get great support by the umpires that are out here, and it's a great place for the boys to be able to compete.
Goldie gets him at second base. Look like a close play there. That's what we get for going picture-in-picture. We ended up taking away the play at second base.
Yeah, it's tough, man, coaching as many games as I have. It's just, you're down 3, you get a leadoff guy on, you're trying to create some offense. Obviously, there's the risk at this level of getting dotted at second, but was willing to take it and just lost the battle there.
Meanwhile, Ryan Dotson goes down on strike, so there's going to be 2 down. It's the number 10 hitter, Josh McWilliams. McWilliams is 1 for 1 on the day. That one sails high.
Done a pretty good job just coming in and throwing strikes. I mean, obviously, with the wood bat, hitting's really, really hard. So, man, if you can challenge guys in the zone, you can get outs out here. Got to be in the zone, though.
Yeah, how difficult do you see the transition being for your guys when they start, they move along to the wooden bat at this point in the year?
I think when they were swinging it at 14 and 15, it was tough. Now they're so big and strong, they can handle it, which is cool.
All right, 4-1 lead for Scorpions. We're through 5. Ryan, man, thank you so much. Good luck to you and the Jackets the rest of the weekend.
Appreciate you having us. You guys do an awesome job covering, and obviously PPR does a great job in their relationship with our guys. We just appreciate it.
All right, well, Ryan, thank you. We'll be back for more from LakePoint Sports.
Next. Next. Stop.
We got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one.
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete and all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf. Because we're busy women. We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
To the 6th inning here in our game of the day from the National Program Invitational. Ian Smith stepping in from Prep Baseball, Georgia. We got a 4-1 lead for Scorpions over Slammers. Ian, man, you've been all over the place. You've been to NPI many times. This is obviously your first one as part of the Prep Baseball Georgia crew, but this a little bit more like fish in the barrel, I guess, than some of the other events that we've had of late.
Yeah, this is you can pick and choose a little bit. You can really go and hunt the guys you want to see. This is the first time in the summer we're actually getting a chance to see the top level talent from across the country. MPI being one of the better tournaments of the year for us. So being able to just come out here and start at 8:30 this morning and have 92 almost across at every field was impressive to see.
We're seeing a pretty strong arm for Slammers. Chase Rudden, who's come in here, the Santa Clara commit, going to continue on the mound here. He's got Steven Chukka he's facing right now from Scorpions, going to be followed by Aiden Tomlinson and Brandon Reeder.
Reeder from my area, Satellite High School. My old area, I should say. Now I'm a Georgia resident. So.
Yeah, that's got it. So to say Satellite High School almost sounds like kind of confusing because you think is it another school's Satellite High School, or but it's literally
Satellite Beach is the city. So yeah, Satellite High School is where they're from. It's where I'm one of my rivals in high school. I went to 2 different high schools, and they were both my rivals at both schools. Surprisingly,
takes off, throw in time. Oh, it looks like in the backswing, nearly got him.
Good throw down.
Yeah, so Tomlinson's going to be standing at second base now for Reeder, the Pitt commit, 6'1", 185-pounder.
Can really fill it up on the mound as well. Good showing today. Really good crowd so far on day one. Really good coach turnout. Seeing a lot of scouts as well already. It's first time for a lot of these pro guys to really get their feel for the 2025 class, especially with the scouts in Georgia where we have a ton. They were out to see some guys at the East Coast Pro tryouts yesterday, and then getting out here today to really see everybody is huge for them as they kick off their summer circuit, per se.
So that talk of Satellite High School actually had me jumping the gun. So this is Aiden Tomlinson, the Oklahoma commit at the plate right now. 6'6", 210-pounder.
Good sweep. Good slider right there.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a little war of words between Ethan Holliday, the Oklahoma State commit, and Aiden Tomlinson, the Oklahoma commit. Both of them residing in Oklahoma.
Another good slider backing out.
Goes down on strikes, and here is Brandon Reeder. Will you get out to any of the offsite stuff, or you pretty much just stay here?
Maybe. I thought about it today. I might go out tomorrow and see Canes National. Ty Mobley is throwing for them in the morning, the Canes National 16U team. That roster is loaded with top-level Georgia pitching in the 2026 class, so I would like to get out and see that tomorrow. Mobley's a guy that, across my 139 games this spring, is one I didn't come across, so would love to see him early in the spring, early in the summer for me.
That goes foul. Make it 0-1 here as Reeder facing off against Rudin. Comes with the 0-1. Skies that. First baseman camps underneath it. He's gonna
maybe. Lost it for a second.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he was giving way to second base there, but
couldn't tell there.
Going to be 2 down. Back to the top of the order, and here comes Cash Williams. Mentioned from the get-go when I was talking to Ethan Holliday pregame, I asked him who we should keep our eye on besides him on the Scorpions team, and Cash Williams was one of the guys on the short list. Tennessee commit from Choctaw High School.
All the Oklahoma and for the Scorpions teams will always seem to amaze me. It's a team you're not expecting to see a ton of Oklahoma talent, but they've been there for the last 5 years, it appears.
Yeah, I'm sure the Holliday boys have certainly played their part in making it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's still surprising.
Cash Williams, I think, has to have some bit of history on his side because he was part of the 2020 Junior Feature Games, the 2021 Junior Feature Games, the 2022 Future Games, and the 23 Future Games.
Yeah.
4 years worth of
four-peater. No, I don't think we've seen that before. That ball carried forever.
Yeah, that goes to the wall, but he's going down. 4-1 is the lead for Scorpions. Cash Williams just about had a round trip on that flight, but through 5.5, 4-1's the lead for Scorpions. We'll be back from LakePoint Sports.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one,
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. How I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete and all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf.
Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
Christian Lopez will lead things off for Slammers here as they try to claw their way back. They trail 4-1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning in our game of the day for the National Program Invitational. Cory McCartney, Prep Baseball Georgia's Ian Smith with you. I've mentioned this each time Lopez has been up, and it continues to just blow me away. A 6.4 160 time. See if you can put that on play right here. Throw to second. Makes it a little bit closer than maybe it should have been as he goes down to a grounder to second.
That's a plus runner right there. 6.41. That's moving.
Connor Larkin, Oklahoma commit, will now be at the plate for Slammers. Number 3 player in Oklahoma in 25. .92 exit velo. Man, made that look absolutely easy,
that's
right?
That's exactly my first thought.
Didn't that
too.
look like it was
going
to be like 50 or 60 on the exit velo, and he pushes that into the almost mid-90s on just an effortless swing.
I mean, speaking about that, Ethan Holliday's first swing of the day today, 99 backside, nearly off the wall, was as effortless as it could be. So it's impressive to see swings like this. Talking about that as well, a couple days ago we ran our Georgia Top Prospect Game underclass event. And 2028, Dexter McLeon backsiding balls at 99 miles an hour at 14 years old. So it's just alien stuff from these kids these days.
Yeah, wait till he puts some weight on. I mean, he's just so rail thin at this point.
Yeah, it's going to be quite impressive. It's the highest level tools you'll see at that age.
Yeah, and Dad is absolute precedent that he's going to put on some major muscles. That one's getting through. And second, gathers throws.
Quick inning.
Yeah, absolutely quick inning.
5-pitch inning, I believe.
Yeah, nice, easy work for Juntonen. We're through 6 innings. 4-1's the lead for Scorpions. You're watching the National Program Invitational. Invitational Scorpions, they have a 4-1 lead over Slammers. Cory McCartney, Ian Smith from Prep Baseball Georgia with you. Ethan Holliday going to lead things off against Rudin. He's continuing on the mound in relief for Slammers in this effort.
I know it's the first game of the tournament, but I'm pretty shocked at the amount of good pitching that Ethan has saw in this game. He's seen things to hit. I chased a little bit in the second AB, but a couple near 100 and then 100 plus in 2 of the 3 ABs is an impressive day.
I'm sure he savors this time of the year because nobody's going to pitch around him.
And the low heartbeat in the box for him is just so impressive. Just ready to hit at all times.
Chase Rudden misses on the first pitch. Rudden's got a fastball around 90, so he can absolutely challenge him. Skips away, makes it 2-0.
2-0 count. Might be swinging away here.
We've seen a lot of that curveball from Rudden since he came in. See if he follows back with another one here. He does, but he misses.
Playing a little safe here in this AB. Leading off. Doesn't hurt you as much if he's on first.
It was a 2,400 spin rate on that curveball.
Oh, 3-0 swing on the curveball. Green light.
I think it's all green lights for Ethan Holliday.
Yeah, I would say so. You tell him not to swing. 5 straight curveballs to Holliday there to get him.
Second gathers flips with the glove.
Flip.
Yeah, nice play at
Love
second
that.
base. Fantastic play at second base there out of Ryan Dodson to get Holliday trucking down first base for the first out.
The Slammers team's made a few good plays in the infield today. It was really good on the left side as well earlier in the game.
Yeah, I saw some nice plays over there from Sean Goldie, the
Yes.
Future Games alumni.
So much talent today, just everywhere you look.
Uncommitted Aiden Phillips, who's the 5th-ranked third baseman in Florida. He skies that one to center field. Camps underneath it. Christian Lopez does for the second out.
Sixth straight curveball from Dotson. Excuse me, is it Dotson?
This is Chase Rudin.
Chase Rudin, excuse me.
Santa Clara commit from Mountain Vista High School.
My apologies, Chase.
Well, I mentioned to Ryan Williams I had to talk to them because there is Chase Rudden, R-U-D-E-N, and Wyatt Rudin, R-U-D-D-E-N.
Of course. That was like, this is off topic here a little bit, but all of our rankings, 25, 26, 27s, have been coming out recently, and Iowa's 2025 rankings had 5 kids in the top 10 named Tate. And it caught me off guard, but another quick inning here.
Yeah, to Goldie, fires, throws.
Easy.
Gathers at first for the third out. Slammers got a chance to try to win this thing in the bottom of the 7th. We'll be back for the conclusion of this game of the day from the National Program Invitational. Trail 4-1 here in the bottom of the 7th inning in our game of the day from the National Program Invitational. Cory McCartney, Ian Smith from Prep Baseball Georgia with you. Luke Beeler is going to get a chance on the mound here to try to finish things off for Scorpions. Beeler, Wichita State commit, primarily a catcher and first baseman.
Warming up low 90s here, so.
He's got a catcher velo at 76, pop time around 190. It's crazy the amount of kids on this these two teams that have been here for future games. Luke was here last summer, and there was a lot of kids on that Slammers team. I believe they had 9 in all who have played in the feature games or junior feature games.
That's like the Excel Blue Wave National 17U. I believe it's the entire Alabama feature game team from last year.
There's your connection, though, to the Sharp family. They know those kids all too well. And
they are locked in. Love to see it, though. It's love to see these kids coming back to Lake Point. They love playing here. Play for the organizations that play here. So it's nice to see.
Yeah, Austin and David Sharp do a great job.
They really do.
At Prep Baseball Alabama.
They got some guys on that team, too. Really do.
Sam Harry will lead things off for Slammers, followed by Mason Scott and Spike McGill. Curious to know how much Luke, primarily a catcher and first baseman, how much he does get to pitch, but it's like he's got an absolute cannon.
It appears to be. Looks like it might be a closer.
91.1.
Easy 91.1. Good frame.
6'1", 210 pounds.
Okay. Some sink and run to that. Working down in the zone early. 92 on that fastball.
21st ranked player in Oklahoma.
Another Oklahoma on the Scorpions team. Ooh.
Big swing and a miss inside.
Tough pitch. Ton of arm side run there for.
If he's got a breaking ball, do we see it here?
I think you got to. He's sitting fastball. If he goes to the slider, I think it's a swing and miss.
Does exactly that, but he fights it off.
Backed up a little bit on him.
Hey, look, it was going to be a nice curveball.
It did.
Nice job by Sam Harry, staying alive.
Got a battle. Bottom 7. Need him on here.
Swings, misses, one down.
That's what you call a bowling ball right there. Just heavy, sink and run, gonna fill up the bottom of the zone. It's hard to get a barrel on that. You can't stay on plane. It's gonna sink. Great pitch.
So Sam Harry goes down on strikes, and here comes Mason Scott, Army commit.
Army here this weekend, really getting their eye on a few guys as well. First pitch swinging.
Puts that one over top of Holliday into left field for a hit. Had a lot of range by Holliday. He was pretty deep into left field.
Sneaky athlete right there. Top of the scale, almost every tool you look at.
So Scott's got a 60 time around 7.10, which is decent speed for a third baseman. We'll see how active he is here. They play it conservatively with one down. If they got to get things rolling on the base pass.
Are we going to swing away or are we going to bunt here? That's the question. I think you got to swing.
This is Indiana State commit Spike McGill. He's swinging.
Going back to the fastball.
McGill, a catcher with a pop time that gets down to 1.85.
Love that. Athleticism in the crouch is always going to play.
You talk to guys, though, there comes a point where how much better can you get?
There's not that's about as best as you can get. You're not going to ever, honestly, you're probably never going to be a guy who's going to be shooting 1.8, 1.9 in game. So you ain't one low 8s, 1.85. I think that's about as good as it gets at the high school level. 1.84 we had yesterday as an underclassman.
Who was that?
Branson Crawford.
Oh, nice.
One of the top catcher in the 2026 class. 1.84, 82 behind the plate. He's also 89 on the mound with a really good curveball and can really hit. So really good athlete behind the plate there for the 26 class here in Georgia.
Plays his summer ball for the Dream.
He'll be playing here at this next 3:30 slot here in a few minutes. Good pitch again. Going
oh,
back
dribbler. Holliday gathers, throws a second, throw to first. In time, finishes it off. Ethan Holliday puts his mark on this one. Scorpions 4-1 winners over Slammers in our game of the day from the National Program Invitational. We'll be back after this break to award Player of the Game.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one.
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete and all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf.
Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
Prep Baseball, Georgia's Ian Smith with you. So a 4-1 win for Scorpions over Slammers in our game of the day from the National Program Invitational. Of course, we're to the point in the proceedings where we have to hand out our player of the game. And Ian, nobody came into this event with more pressure, more expectations than one Ethan Holliday. He goes 2 for 4 today with a double in his first AB. Ends up showing the glove off, setting off a couple of double plays, scores 2 runs. I don't know how much more you could have asked for the number 1 player in the class of 2020.
Absolutely. I mean, Ethan Holliday's been our guy for a while now. We saw him ball out at the All-American game last year, and coming into this event, we were excited to see him. I was able to sit on the first 2 ABs today. First at bat, like you just mentioned, went double down backside, left field, 99 off the bat, about as effortless as you can have a 99 EV. Later in the game, like you mentioned, the single 101.7 off the bat. Looks really good at shortstop as well. Just does everything well. You know, there's not really any holes in the game. Obviously, as the number 1 player in the class, the hit tool's as good as it gets. They're showing power, and just continues to get better as he grows into his frame, and really starting to fill out now and looking like a pro prospect like we expected 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah,
he's a guy in this environment, too, where he knows he's going to get challenged because, you know, not only is this a chance where these pitchers want to come in and say, yeah, I've got, you know, this is what I can bring to the table, but they're trying to challenge the number 1 player in the class. So for him to have this kind of a game that he had today, I think that ultimately just speaks to, you know, the way he handles these situations, but ultimately the kind of talent we're seeing play out.
The makeup is there, so he's going to go into every bat with a plan. So it doesn't matter if he's seeing 95 or is he going in region play, possibly in high school and seeing 75. He's going to have a plan in every at bat, and you're going to see that against the best arms or any arm he's seeing. So I think with Ethan, you have to beat him, and it's pretty hard to do that when you're facing the number 1 bat in the country.
Yeah, well, he absolutely showed out, and so did the Scorpions. 4-1 winners over Slammers in our game of the day. So make sure you stick with us all weekend long as we're going to have these game of the day broadcasts with you. Tomorrow we're going to have SBG Sox against Building Champions, and then we'll wrap things up on Saturday with 6-4-3 against Canes American. So make sure you tune into those. It'll be free on Twitter. Well, we call it X now, by the way.
Yeah, it's hard for me to
that's right.
that.
Along with Facebook and YouTube. So until next time, I'm Cory McCartney. That's Ian Smith. Appreciate the work in the back for producer Jack McCartney and also Ryan Williams and Avery Hunt stepping by. We'll see you tomorrow for more from LakePoint Sports.